No, me. I'm speaking for forever on the internet. Okay. Thanks for your time. Come in, come in. Don't be shy. Thanks for your time this morning. It's a great privilege to speak here at ECC. Really encourage everyone who watches this in the future and who might think they're not good enough to speak here to really give yourself the kick, apply. I think it's a really great way to give back to the community. So highly encourage you to speak. So my talk today is titled Building with Purpose, Building for All. And I'm hoping to speak about two user experiences that we have optimized for at Cello. And I think the thing that I would highlight most here is that at Cello we like to really focus on the user first. I think in tech and crypto particularly, we sometimes have a tendency of over-indexing on our own understanding of technology and not empathizing enough with the end user. So today's two features that I'd like to present will be from a user's perspective, and I'm hoping to give you some technical intuition, but I don't want to be lost in the weeds. But this is a workshop, so if in the Q&A section you have any questions, I'm very happy to go into more technical details. So if you're interested, this presentation is available on GitHub at my username, ECC presentation, so you don't have to take any notes. You can find them there forever. And maybe show of hands, who has heard of Cello? Nobody? Yeah, a few. Okay, most people. That's good, yeah. Who has heard of the fee currency feature? No, that's great. Okay, that's why it's called rediscovering the Cello's fee currency feature. Who has heard of Social Connect? No one. That's good as well, because it's just launched. So let's go. I think we'll start with the fee currency feature. And the intuition here is we really want to abstract away the concept of gas currencies, because gas is something that we're intimately aware of in the Ethereum and blockchain space, but most end users are not particularly comfortable or particularly experienced with using gas. So if you analogize by an NFT for a ticket, for example, to coming to ECC, when you come to the website ecc.io and you want to purchase a ticket, you connect your credit card. I know it's free, but just bear with me. Typically, you put in your credit card and then you just pay in dollars or in euros, whatever currency you choose. And you don't have to think about gas, right? Gas is just something that exists in the blockchain space. So similarly, if we want to replicate this experience using NFTs, we want to presumably sell NFTs using stable tokens like dollars or euros, so CUSD or USDC. But if you think about the end journey, you come to the website, you connect your wallet, which already is a bit funny, and then you don't have USDC or CUSD or any stable tokens. So you use an on-ramp and you connect your credit card, and then you acquire dollars. And then you want to pay for the NFT ticket with the stable token. And then you find out, oh, I need ETH or Cello to pay for gas, right? Because you don't have that currency at the moment in the token. So you have to then make a step back and swap, and then you are exposed to swapping. And you're like, what is swapping in the first place? Or you have to go back to your on-ramp and buy a small amount of ETH and use that small amount of ETH to pay for the transaction to pay in USDC or CUSD. And I think that experience is really too cumbersome. And so what very brilliant engineers at Cello have done is allow users to pay for transaction fees in stable tokens. And so what this means is that you can now buy an NFT in a stable token, like a dollar token or a euro token, and you can pay for the gas in dollars too. So you can pay for gas in the stable token CUSD or CEuro, and the user never has to think about the concept of gas. So we completely abstract the idea of gas currencies. So this feature has really existed on Cello since day one, but it was really cumbersome to use, I'll be honest, from an SDK perspective. And so what we have done recently, and I'm speaking on behalf of many brilliant engineers, is extend the support for this feature, which I'll show you in a minute, to a very popular SDK called VM. It's owned and maintained by the people at WAGMI. I don't know, do you know WAGMI? Maybe not, okay. It's a very popular library, especially in the front-end development world. And they are competing with Ethers.js or Web3.js, and they're a really kick-ass team. So they kindly accepted our contribution. So shout out to Aaron. And our contribution essentially was to allow developers to pass an extra argument in the transaction object and specify a fee currency. And so what you can do is, if you build an NFT selling and buying website in which you want to sell NFT tickets to ECC, you can allow users to purchase NFTs and pay for the transaction in the fee currency specified at the bottom. So this is just a snippet. I wanted to give you intuition, but the full demo is available at this URL, which is also where the presentation slides are. So I think that's what I wanted to say about this. A few technical details. I just want to give you some intuition here, so nothing too detailed, but this works with Wallet Connect v2. So if you sign a transaction object and pass it through Wallet Connect v2, the fee currency field that exists on the Celo blockchain will go back and forth between Wallet Connect on the bridge. And our contribution to VM, if you're interested, is allowing any blockchain to add custom transaction types that are compliant with the EIP 2718. But it's an anecdote. So if you're interested, find me later or ping me on Twitter. I'm happy to help you out. So I think this is it for the fee currency part. And the second part of this talk is social connect. And so here I want to focus on a different part of the user experience, which is now that we have abstracted the idea of gas and the idea of paying for gas in a native token, we want to really abstract away the idea of hexadecimal addresses, because hexadecimal addresses might be a very convenient way to build on the blockchain at the implementation layer. But from a user perspective, it's really inconvenient. It's not particularly descriptive. It's easy to mistake. And so the experience we're really looking for is one where you can use phone numbers and email addresses. So maybe show of hands, who has used Venmo, Cash App, Revolut, N26, yeah? Okay, quite a lot of you. So that's the experience we're looking for. So to show you at the moment, when you go to MetaMask, this is a screenshot I took yesterday. You can see that if you want to send a payment, you have to put in this cumbersome hexadecimal address. And typically, you ask your friend on WhatsApp or Telegram, or you stand next to them and scan a QR code. And this is Ledger's experience. This is really inconvenient for end users, right? So here is an example of a very talented builder called Benoit. He's based in Brussels, and he built this wallet called Kala using Social Connect. And the experience that we want to enable is very much like that of Revolut or N26 or Cash App. So on the left side, you can see a list of contacts. You know, you download the app, you connect your contact book, and you've got all the phone numbers. And then you decide that you want to send your friend Adriana in Argentina some money, you know, $10. And so you select her phone number, which you already have, and in the second screen, you choose the amount. And then here's a nuance that I will explain in a minute. The application realizes that Adriana has connected multiple wallets. So imagine that she might have a MetaMask wallet, or she might have a Ledger wallet, or she might have a Rainbow wallet, or a Valora wallet on Celo. And you can choose where to send it. So the user chooses, and the payment is done. And so this is actually live, which is very exciting. And I want to show you a demo. So let's see. So in this end-to-end experience, we start in another app called Libera, which is a wallet for UBI beneficiaries in emerging markets. It's really exciting. So imagine this is a beneficiary in Argentina, and they open the app for the first time. They type in their phone number, and here they get an OTP code. Type it in, they verify their phone number, and at this point, their phone number is verified. So we go into the other app. This is Carla, and Bob wants to send Adriana $10, as we've just seen. And so at this point, he chooses to send it to her Libera wallet. There is a short confirmation, and we go back to the other wallet, we refresh, and we can see the payment has arrived. So this is the experience we want to provide, right? This is user-friendly design. And this is available today on Celo. This is very exciting. We're hoping it will be on Ethereum and Polygon and other chains soon. We're currently working on the technical details for that, but this is available on Celo today. And I don't want to waste too much time, but I want to give you a little bit of technical intuition on what's going on behind the scenes. So on the left, you see Alice. She downloads the app, types in her phone number, and this is the Libera app with which we started. And she verifies her phone number with a one-time password. And then what we don't want to do is put the phone number on the blockchain plain text, right? That's terrible for privacy. So what we do is we obfuscate the phone number, and we obfuscate it with a multi-party computation. I'll just put a little footnote here. I don't want to be very specific about this, but you can meet me later or ping me. I'm happy to explain ODIS, which is this green square, which is what obfuscates your phone number, is really the crux of our protocol and what we've designed here. Essentially, you give a phone number, it gives back an obfuscated phone number, and then what goes on the blockchain is the obfuscated phone number. So here's a little bit of intuition from a mapping perspective. So Adriana has a phone number, and it's mapped to an address, and it has a balance. Quickly from the payment perspective, which was the second part of the demo, we see Bob. He wants to send Adriana $10 or $5 in this case, using her phone number. The application looks, obfuscates the phone number. So same step as before. And then it looks for the obfuscated phone number in the mapping, which you can see at the bottom left here. And then it finds the address, and because at the bottom layer, as we know, everything happens between hexadecimal addresses on the blockchain, the application has both addresses. It has Bob's public address and private key. It has Alice's public address, which is the recipient, and now on the application layer, it can just make a transfer. But from the user perspective, all they know is they typed in a phone number. So, little anecdote here. You can see Adriana has two wallets. She has one with Valora, which is a wallet on Celo, and one with Carla. And so what our protocol allows you to do is to give the user an option. So you can say, oh, I recognize this user has mapped their wallet to multiple phone numbers. Has mapped their phone number to multiple wallets. Which of their wallets would you like us to send the tokens to? And so you can give them an option, which is pretty exciting. Very short footnote, this is not comprehensive. You can find the full demo, recordings, and examples at socialconnect.dev. But the idea is that you essentially write mappings to a smart contract, which is the first step, and that you read from the mappings in the second step. So at this point, I want to encourage you to participate in the hackathon, which is happening next week. It's at ETH Global, and there's $10,000 in prizes for building with Social Connect. You can learn about Social Connect and everything I spoke about at socialconnect.dev, and you can find me at 0xArthurXYZ. So this is my talk. I'm curious if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Don't be shy. Any questions? Yeah.
They have the they have the option of do you have to tell them which of the wallets you want to put it into, or can you make a preference saying, like anyone that I use Social Connect with, like I want them to go into this wallet. You don't have to have that extra interaction, I guess.
You don't have to. That's a great point. Yeah. So we give you as a developer complete freedom to design user experiences. So you might say, I only want to send payments between users of my wallet. So I don't want to recognize any other wallets. Similarly, you could say, if a user has multiple wallets, always send it to the one where the latest transaction happened. So there's really a great amount of design space here. You can see the little question mark, which is an idea we've had with Benoit, where you might display the latest timestamp. When did they do a last transaction? What's their last balance? How many NFTs do they have? And so you get a bit of context, which maybe gives the user more, confidence that they're sending it to the right address. Even when I use ENS, for example, I wonder, do they still own the ENS? Or has it changed? But yeah, complete freedom. You can give the user a choice. You can be very prescriptive. It's completely open. Yeah. Thanks for the question. Any other questions? No, don't be shy. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.